Jigsaw while I'm picking off devils. I can rock the shit on all levels. Straight up out the ES. Journey over BS. I'm like 100 kilos stuffed in the Prius. I'm going hard till they free us.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me put some seasoning in this gumbo. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me put some seasoning in this gumbo. Whole lot of flavor, flavor. Whole lot of flavor, flavor. Whole lot of flavor, flavor.
What's good, everybody? Kenneth Berry here. Another episode of Touchdowns and Tangents. We got our usual crew. Special guest in the building. Shout out to J-Rock. Gumbo is one of the dopest songs just ever made, and honestly one of the greatest choruses of all time. But just to start off the show, man, some great news. It's been a hellacious week, but Pete's sister was found and is home safe. Shout out to Pete. Shout out to his family. I got a little sister, so she went missing. The mental anguish. So shout out to you, Pete, wherever you are.
Relax tonight, man. Like,
take a deep breath, man. Just embrace the fact that, you know, you got him with you. And we're going to hold down the show tonight. So don't trip. And yes, there will be some residual pettiness. It will not be all doom and gloom. But we gotta get right to the shits because, well, this week has been the shits as far as football goes, and everything that's happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, everything that's going on. So we're just gonna jump right into it. But before we do that, I want to say shout out to the Good News Radio, Good News Sports, all our affiliates. Shout out to X Squad affiliates. Shout out to Full Press Coverage. So, to name everybody in the room, obviously I'm here, Ozo Grande. To my left, we have our sound engineer extraordinaire. Somewhat, I guess I would say sad.
disappointed
Disappointed Bears fan.
Definitely.
And one of the hardest working men in the restaurant industry. Wow, I just said injury.
The injury is actually not a bad word, you know.
Because when you work when you work in the restaurant industry, yeah, you.
And just these times right now. I mean, you know, everybody just understand things are not normal. Don't expect them to be normal. They're not normal.
Yes, and please, you know, don't let every situation have to end in, you know, this.
Please.
Because it shouldn't, especially with the police. But we'll get to that shit. So, first things first. You know, we've talked about Goodell and kneeling and Kaepernick. Pretty much Pete and I, like, from the get-go, from its inception, even beforehand, like, we've been talking about this whole Kaepernick situation. And Goodell comes out and issues an apology, saying we wish we would have listened to Kaepernick sooner, this, that, and the third, blase. And with that, by the way, yeah, we're going to just eventually do Touchdowns and Tangents Drunk Bingo. And if you hear me say the phrases with that, because I say it a lot on Monday, shout out to Barely a Tangent. You can literally listen to it every Monday night at 8 o'clock. It's 30 minutes. Sometimes we go on really long-ass rants on this show that have nothing to do with anything, but they're kind of informational, and you want to learn a little bit more about it. So, boom, 30 minutes, talk to some experts, people in the field. And this week, if you missed it, is Long Beach Estate. And wow, I'm fucking up. Is Long Beach... Actually, funny that I say that. Long Beach, apparently, I found out, is bigger than Cleveland, like a couple major cities. So, is Long Beach a part of L.A.? Yes and no. Part of L.A. County, but it's its own thing. So don't ever call Long Beach like a part of the South Bay. Shout out to our guest that we had on. If you didn't hear it, yeah, you can find it pretty much on all streaming services. Barely a tangent. But anyway, back to this tangent. So, Roger Goodell apologized. He says he would listen to Kaepernick sooner. And we got a special guest here. The man of many guest spots. He's been known to steal people's catchphrases, but he'll give you credit. Just not like right when he says it. And honestly, the only real OG Chiefs fan that I know, legitimately, Michael, the PG of Courtside Radio.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for having me. Yeah, like legit Chief fan, like Steve Bono.
Who?
You don't know Steve Bono? Played for the Chiefs?
Sounds familiar. I thought you were going to say Christian Okoye.
Elvis Gerback, those guys, DT, Neil Smith, Dale Carter, James Hasty. Like, I've been a Chief for a while, man.
Eddie Kinnison, Will Shields.
Yeah, that's the 2000s. I'm naming the 90s guy.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen, Joe Montana. That's why a lot of people always ask, how did you become a Chief fan from L.A.? I told them, I said, I grew up, all my dad talked about were two players, Joe Montana and Marcus Allen. And at that time, they were on the Chiefs. So I was like, oh, this is my team. This is the players my dad talked about. So I said, this is who I'm riding with. And that's just been like the team I went, even though they were terrible, a lot of times I'm loyal. So I'm like, that's my squad.
I'm
so
a true fan. So,
yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. My old man was always a Bears fan. I grew up in New Mexico. And so I was just
crazy.
like, it's like I inherited being a Bears fan, being far away from Chicago. And
we didn't, like, LA didn't have a football team, so it was really like, who else am I going to go for? Like, I'm an Angels fan. I've been an Angels fan because I saw Angels in the outfield, and that'd be my team. That's been my team ever since.
Shout out to Disney.
Yeah, shout out Disney, man.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
No,
Kevin Costner.
Is that Kevin Costner?
No, it's the guy from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I can't even think of his name.
I can't even think
I'm
of his name.
awful.
Fox, ain't it?
Wait.
No, the umpire.
Umpire? I can't remember who's in the movie. I just know
not Michael J. Fox, right?
No,
not Michael J.
It's Doc Brown.
Oh, Christopher
Lloyd.
There we go.
Yeah. I never knew his
name.
If you
build it, they will come. Is that the Angels in the outfield? Or is that Field of Dreams? That's
Field of Dreams is Kevin Costner.
Field of Dreams is the only one I acknowledge. When you said Angels in the outfield, I was like, that just reminds me of the Mighty
I'm going to tell you the
Ducks
truth. I've never
Masters.
watched Field of Dreams.
You're not missing much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like the baseball purist in me is kind of mad at you, but I don't really care. Go watch. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a movie on the Negro Leagues, right?
There's a few.
There has to.
You know what movie I did watch? The movie about the women's baseball league.
That
was comedy. That's classic.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Props. That's a good one. That's good.
And what was it? Wild Things with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Wild Things, of course. Charlie Sheen.
That's Major
Wesley
League.
Snipes. Major League.
His
name was Wild Things. Yeah, Major
See, I was
League.
close.
Yeah.
I was close. But no, you're kind of like the Killmonger of Chiefs fans, because honestly, like, had your dad just said, Marcus Allen played for the Raiders, right?
Facts.
Like, you could actually just be a Raider, but like now we're diametrically
or
opposed.
the Niners, but
no,
I picked the right team because it's Mahomes, baby, for the next 100 years.
Yeah, I mean they are the team to beat. I mean,
yes.
Like, I'm talking with people in my league. Like, when do you draft him? Like,
third round. I drafted him in the third round and got Lamar Jackson.
Knowing the league
this year, like, if
knowing the league that I'm in,
round.
I might have to draft him first round because my homies know I'm a Chief fan, so they're like, I got to take him before my career.
Yeah.
Because I won the last 2 years because I had Mahomes as quarterback. So
I got hosed.
I'm taking all Chiefs. I'm taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That's a hometown. That's a homer right there.
And that's
don't
gonna
take
win.
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah,
not Sammy Watkins, but Tyreek. If I can, Kelsey, the Chiefs defense, Harrison Butker at kicker. If I can, I'm gonna have all Chiefs. But a lot of times, that's what I do. I pick as many as I can.
Don't take their defense.
No, I rode the Kelsey wagon for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Drafted him in the second round. So he's.
I'm mad I passed on
end.
Kittle.
Yeah.
I passed on Kittle.
I can't think of
Kelsey. I hate myself.
What's the name of the receiver who got hot for Tampa Bay last year? He won the league for me.
Godwin?
Not Godwin. It was
Evans.
No, he came in because Evans was hurt.
Humphreys?
Nah, it wasn't Humphreys. He's not even there no more. But I was
like, it has to be Godwin.
He played amazing. I know he played at Baylor. I can't remember his name.
He played at Baylor, and I don't know who he is.
Nah, I thought you knew football, man.
First off, bringing it back to this Goodell thing.
We don't talk about football on this podcast.
We talk about fantasy, the Field of Dreams, and Wild Things, and the fact that Metro's also trying to get it to where they get rid of their fee, so you won't have to pay to get on Metro or the train.
That's good. That's
Wow,
great. My
yeah.
wife told me that on the way before I came over here, and awesome.
Yeah, I
I
saw
mean,
that.
I mean, the LA transportation needs to get better with the metro, with the
They're cleaning
with the
it
trains.
better. They're finally cleaning it more efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take time, a lot of
Yeah.
time.
I found him. Oh, he didn't play. Did he play at Baylor? UCF.
See,
Rashad Perriman.
Don't tease him like that.
Rashad Perriman.
Rashad Perriman. Yeah,
Perriman? Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's good
did-
for
he
one
did-
good game every 2
No,
years.
he gave me a 5-week stretch that was amazing.
Back half of the season, yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Nobody trusted him. Nobody believed in him.
I did. I started him every game and won every one.
Bro,
Well,
at a
it's like
4.25
trusting Hunter
alleged.
Henry at the beginning of the season. He's like, he don't light up until the end of the year. Well, the
Yeah.
last 2 years.
After
he's
he
not
gets
in the
hurt,
game.
he misses like 3 games with a foot injury, and then has a strong end to the season.
man,
You're like, damn it.
What was it, 2 years ago when he had that one like 200-point game or a 200-yard game? Like I held
Oh,
on to
yeah.
him all year long.
He's a great
And-
player.
Yeah, but I held on to the bench and I just like I can't let him go because somebody else will pick him up. And,
And
then
he-
sure enough, he
he's
blew
gonna
up.
light
And then
him.
like, hey, I won that year because of him too. Because thank God I didn't let him go.
I keep getting screwed in my league. Like, I had like the highest scoring offense and like the highest point differential, and somehow I lost.
Yeah,
I only
that's
lost
crazy.
for like bye weeks and like because dudes who had no chance of winning were just getting trades handed to them in my league, which is probably why I might just just go auto draft. I don't really.
I'm gonna predict your future this year in fantasy league. My player got COVID.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
That-
Like,
that's a
I almost
teaser.
was not going to do a league this year, and then like 2 weeks ago I scrambled. Like, okay, guys, we're going to do it. If it just gets canceled, here's your money
Hey,
back.
just let, I can help you do your draft. I bet you at least be second place.
I mean, I actually might take you up on that offer. Just
Cool.
let you
I
do
got
it. It's
you.
for NFL.
I won
NFL.com
2
too.
years straight, and one of my leagues actually won. It was a
You got to take Nick Chubb in the first round, though.
I won $1,000, I believe.
But you got to take Nick Chubb in the first round.
Chubb.
He's
Chubb.
available.
Oh yeah.
Nick Chubb.
As far as running
is
backs,
that the best running back? Is that the best running back
Hey,
you got?
Nick
But
Chubb,
I'm
I got him as a
scared.
rookie and almost won my league.
I'm scared though.
Over McCaffrey?
McCaffrey's. I have like the 5th pick. I'm not getting McCaffrey.
Hey, this is the craziest
all right.
part. When we did our draft, I had the first pick.
Might take Zeke.
And I wanted to take McCaffrey, but I ended up jumping in the conversation and it auto-picked Saquon for me. I was like, no. But Saquon finished strong and ended up winning me my league. So him and Pierman. So
So let me put it. Would you say McCaffrey, Saquon, Chubb, or
McCaffrey, because he catches the ball.
And if he plays special teams, he might get you a kick or punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah. Because
And
Chubb,
You're
people
not going to
sleep.
put him on special teams this year.
Hey,
As a rookie, they did.
hey,
but-
people
yeah,
sleep
as a
the
rookie.
fact that Kareem Hunt is going to be there full season.
No, here you go with Kareem Hunt again.
He's a special player. So if he's
Hey,
This is
you know, we
special
need
2
a
years
running back
ago.
right now. So, I mean, don't be surprised to see him in
The
navy and
Bears.
orange.
Chubb.
I thought for sure the Bears are going to sign him because
They got
They've
Montgomery.
been talking about it all
Chiefs
year,
former
and
coaches
then
there.
we'll talk about it later. But
Yeah.
I mean, Montgomery's hurt right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
as
2 to 4 weeks.
it's not as
as
bad as they thought.
They said he is probably probable for week 1.
Oh yeah, that's big.
So I mean,
Everyone is probable for week 1.
yeah, but you know how, yeah, exactly.
but whenever you hear a non-contact knee injury, you're like, oh, that's
groin. It turned out to be
Oh, it's a
groin.
groin?
It was a groin.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's
perfect.
like, I mean, like, you know,
See,
you gotta thank God it groin.
That lets you know I don't follow the Bears because I don't even know this.
assume
Since
all-
I've been here, there's been a lot of Bears talk.
I assume all Bears
Cutler still over
skill
there?
players have
fuck.
groin injuries because they look slow and sluggish.
You want to hear something funny about Jay Cutler? So, I was still seeing my now wife. She wasn't living in London at the time, so
Okay.
I took her to an
I
NFL
need to go to
game.
London and find me one.
Yeah, but it's not as easy as it sounds.
Oh, okay.
All right, but I did take her to an NFL game out there in Wembley, and it
Hmm.
was the Miami Dolphins versus the Saints when Jay Cutler was playing for the Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
And so,
God.
sure enough,
Wait, he played for the Dolphins?
he played
Yeah,
for the
you remember
Dolphins.
that?
Holy
That's
shit,
where
I
he
forgot.
ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take it that
Oh, he
he
did.
threw a
Ugh.
pick in the end zone. And I'm like, see what happens? And all these Brits are looking at me like, damn, this American bloke is
He
just
loves
going crazy.
this.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is what he does. This is what he's done for us. Like, oh, he throws picks in the end zone. So, yeah, shout out to Jay Cutler for sucking.
But if it wasn't for Jay Cutler sucking in that moment, your wife would have never saw your immense passion and been like,
Yeah.
I
And
did
that-
that.
Oh, I got stories about that game. The funniest thing out there, because they don't know all the rules, they have the rules in reference to rugby rules on the screens.
Oh, yikes.
And so my wife's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, does it?
Like, why is he tackling so high? You know, that's a fair question.
Well, it was more like the offsides and the holding and all that stuff. But, I mean, it's cool, though, because those games, the whole league is represented. So, I mean, it's sad it's not going to happen this year. I mean, everything's sad this year, but
Yeah.